Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my little corner of the world. And I'm excited. I'm really excited today because today is all about Japanese precision and the incredible Italian design. And yes, of course, we are talking about D1 Milano, the one and only, I'm about to say. And it's super. It's incredible. I have to admit that. I'll get into why that is. But hey, thanks for coming back and watching this one. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you do that down there. At the like button as well, and post your comments below as well, and I'll get back to you on those as well. So I have to admit that I have had a D1 for quite some time now. I'm not gonna lie. I have had it parked in my collection in a box, and for whatever reason, I bought it. And I just, you know what, eventually I'll get around to opening it up, and eventually I'll get around to see what it's all about. And it started collecting dust. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm always gonna be honest with you. It did collect dust. It got there was other pieces that came that for me myself had more priority. I would say, and that I thought I would have more fun wearing, or I would have more fun reviewing, or I would have more fun whatever. And I have to admit, I made a massive mistake, incredible mistake. And it's okay. That's what I say all the time. We all make mistakes, and it's about overcoming those mistakes and then just moving forward and then learning from those mistakes. So mistake number one was parking it, not even spending enough time going through it, having a look at it, actually understanding why I bought it in the first place, because there was a very clear reason why I bought it in the first place. And when I unpacked it, I saw that and I was like, holy moly. Literally, that was like, how could I have left that for so long? So let's jump right into it, right? D1 Milano it's a very interesting company. It's a very young company as well, right? Compared to, you know, the Swiss mates that we've looked at on some of the other videos that you can check out on the playlist or on my channel, right? So the Swiss mates, more than 100 years and all of these things. Here we're talking about a company that was started in and around 2013, and it's a really interesting story because it started as an incubator, right? So it was very interesting. So Dario Spallone, that is the CEO, very young guy, beginning of his 30s, late 20s, early 30s. Started it in an incredibly young age when he was, I believe, still a student at the university, and then became part of the incubator program that they have in at the university in Bocconi. I think it is Bocconi. I think that's how you pronounce it. To the Italians that are watching it, apologize for destroying your language. But so what happened was that it became part of an incubator, and already from day one, it was a very interesting business model, because the business model was, first, we want to do something where we go back to our history or the legacy of Italian design, right? Everybody knows Italian design, style, fashion, what have you. And it's very saying that it's coming with a name of Milano, because you have the fashion week in Milano. You have like if you've ever been to Milano in Italy, what you will see is that it's nothing but designer product stores. It's nothing but, like, you know, fashion and all of these things. Incredible city. If you haven't been there, you should definitely book that trip when you'll be able to do that. You will not regret it. Trust me. It's a beautiful place. But it is a fashion center of, if not Europe, maybe even the world, right? It's one of those where if you make it as a fashion brand in Milano, then you're set, right? But here comes, in my opinion, also where the D1 Milano right off the bat has a fundamental big battle. It is like literally I would say an uphill battle right from the beginning, because it is referring to Milano, although it might or might not be from Milano. We'll get into that, right? It automatically becomes a fashion brand. It automatically becomes that this is not a watchmaker, this is a fashion brand. Now, D1 Milano doesn't do anything but watches. They don't do clothing, they don't do accessories, they do watches and watches only. So it's really not that fair to say it's a fashion brand, because it's not. It is a watch brand. And I think that that's where it kind of, like, even for myself, when I looked at it, D1 Milano, okay, price, very, very affordable. And, you know, maybe is it, what if, and all of these things. And I could not have been more wrong with these things, because frankly speaking, it is not fashion. It is fashionable, but it's not a fashion brand. It is a watchmaker, and they're very, very serious about that. Now, so if you look from that perspective, or if you can eliminate that fashion point of view and just look at it for what it is, an incredible timepiece, right? It is incredibly luxuriously made because of how they've done the aesthetic of it, plus on top of that, the sportiness of it, plus on top of that, they actually have in the piece, they actually have really great mechanics. And now, so that really becomes something that's an incredibly story. Now, what you have to notice about a D1 Milano by the beginning of the bat is minimalistic design, absolute minimalistic design, really strong, sharp curves that just makes it really, bang, stand out. So if you like the round, the softness, you're not gonna love D1 Milano. There is no way you're gonna love that. If you like that edgy, that directness, that elegant, minimalistic design, then you're gonna love it, because they are doing fantastic on that. Now, there is the other aspect of it, which is where they're looking at, they use a lot of polycarbonate coating. They are making it look very matte, and they are looking very like the finish of the pieces is just incredible. Now, can you expect this if you buy a high-end watch, that the finish, the coating, all of these things is absolutely there? Yes, but it is remarkable for the price that you're looking at with a D1 Milano that you get all of those different things there, which is just unbelievable. So you get, in my opinion, you get a lot of watch for a very affordable price. Now, one of the things that has to be said about D1 Milano as well is that, so what they've actually done is, or what they're doing is that they're using this, that it's called 316L carbon graded stainless steel. And one of the things with carbon or stainless steel, that the 360 level versus, for example, 304 stainless steel or something like that, is that it has a different mixture of the types that goes into it. But what it really does is that it absolutely protects it for corrosion. So what does that mean? Corrosion, remember, is when it starts to almost like weather conditions, starts to eat on it. It starts to rust, or it starts to do these things. Now, they have actually looked at doing that with the 316 stainless steel, right? And so it becomes an incredible piece that is super durable as well at the same time. It becomes a piece that, you know, you do take swimming, you do take and still looks amazing. And that there again is where those are the small little things that you look and you notice, where you just go like, really? For that price? There is a catch here. There's something where it doesn't really sit that you get all of that plus more for that price. The piece I have is, I paid around $300 for it, $300. And so when you're looking at a piece for $300 and you get that plus more, you all of a sudden start to say, well, that's actually really great deal. And so one of the other things that when you're looking at like the piece in itself, it's there's this whole notion about like, is it sapphire glass, isn't it sapphire glass, and what have you. The one I have is actually with sapphire glass. They don't do all with sapphire glass. They have alternatives as well, taking the price a bit lower. And just comment on that, like if you're only into sapphire glass and anything alternative from that is like, oh my God, it's like not good. It's like, again, take a deep breath. You have many alternatives to sapphire that is absolutely wonderful. So just don't get too hung up on that. Case size of it, it's a fairly tiny watch, to be honest, compared to my normal sizes. So this is like, I think this is a 41.5, 42 millimeter. Thickness of it, incredibly thin. And just, I mean, it's one of those pieces that, like, once you have it there, it just blends into you. The movement or the mechanics in it, movement and mechanics, here it becomes incredibly interesting. This has something that's called a mega quartz. And so it's got the mega quartz, it's got the VK63, I think it is, and I even think that it's called a flyback. It is Seiko movement that it has. So this one here is actually, this was very interesting when I found it. Like I did not know this. I did not know that when I bought it. I didn't say, hey, it's not quartz, it's quartz mega. And with that, you get something extra. But what, for those that like me are not experts on these things, what that means is, so imagine you have the piece right off the bat, okay? You open it, you have it right off the back, of the bat. It runs quartz. It's with a battery, okay? Hey, okay, it's not mechanic, Martin, it's not silver winding, it's not this, it's not that, I can't be bothered and all of these things. No, okay, that's fine. I take that, fair point. I used to be like that as well, then I grew up, okay? But here's the thing that's really interesting. The Mega quartz actually it's actually a hybrid model. So on top of the quartz, it actually has the mechanical mechanisms on it. What does that mean? So there's a chronograph on it, right? Or chronometer on it. And so what happens is that when you activate it at a layer on top of the quartz that is mechanical. And so when you click it, you get the mechanical click, start, stop click, that runs mechanical, not on a battery. It runs mechanical. And so that becomes something for me, this hybrid model of both battery and quartz, that becomes very interesting. And so I had to look into that and like, okay, so what are people saying about that? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it irrelevant? Whatever. And there are two camps. There are two extreme camps. One is saying it's absolutely nonsense. It's absolutely the worst piece of rubbish in the world. And then there's the other camp that is saying, well, hang on just a second. Now, when you have the Mega, when you have the mechanisms or the mechanical mechanisms on top of a quartz, what you have in essential is you actually have a lot less torque on your mechanics. What does that mean? It means you change the battery, but the mechanics do not need to be serviced that often or that frequent. Now, we've talked about that on another video, which is you at one point have to service your mechanical watches, right? Your mechanical watches, because there's coating, there could be dirt, there could be whatever, and you need to look at that one. And also there's wear and tear on it, right? Over time, there'll be wear and tear on the wheeling, the plate, the ball, whatever, I'll get back to that. Ball bearings, there you go. Like all of these different things has wear and tear over time. Now, because it uses the quartz to drive the majority of all of the movement, the mechanics really doesn't get that much used unless you use the mechanical part all the time, meaning start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Now, so that's actually something that's really beneficial. So that's the other camp saying that. In between is we don't really have the full view of what a hybrid model of mechanic versus quartz will actually mean. So what is it that hybrid model of Mega quartz actually can do and can bring to the table? Now, I know when you're talking to fanatics of horology, they will all say, or purists, they will all say quartz has no space in the conversation about horology because it's digital, it's quartz, it's battery, blah. I leave it for you to decide for yourself if this is what is something that rocks your boat, something you get excited about, or something that you do not get excited about. And remember, you can always add in the comment what your thoughts are on this hybrid model that, in my opinion, if you're a bit open-minded, actually gives you the best of both worlds, okay? Not only does it give you the best of both worlds, but because of that, it also becomes incredibly affordable. And this is maybe where like the purist of horology do not have to think that much about if they spend $10,000, $20,000, or $100,000 on a piece. While those that are new to collecting may need to spend much more time actually counting every coin they have to see what they can afford. So is this an alternative for absolutely the look, feel, and design of a high-end watch? Absolutely. There is no doubt in my mind that this here is a watch. This is a piece where when you put it on, people will notice it, and they are not gonna say, I bet you only paid $300 for that, Martin. They're gonna look at it and say, that is an incredible piece. Now, why do I think that? Because that is my own personal experience. I've been wearing it for the last week, and I've gotten several compliments on the fact that it's A, an amazing looking piece, B, that you must have spent a lot of money on it. And for some, $300 maybe, or 300 euros, maybe a lot of money. Other people, it might not be. It's irrelevant, but it gives the impression of really, really high luxury end models, which is, wow, I did not expect it to be like that. I mean, my opinion, when I buy something is my liking, what I think, all of these different things. What other people think, what other people like, desire, what have you, and their points of view, that's up for them. But when you get consistent feedback on the fact that it looks like it's an incredible high-end piece, mission accomplished, D1 Milano. Mission accomplished. Now, what you have then with D1 Milano is an interesting model. So I told you that, or shared with you that it is using the Mega Quads, meaning that they are outsourcing the mechanics quads to Seiko. Now, one thing that they're not hiding as well, which is really, really cool, is that the assembling of the piece in itself is done in China. China, that's a bad word for the purist again. Take a deep breath. China is known for being able to do incredible outsourcing work. And again, you don't have to look further than, for example, the iPhone that I'm using that is actually recording this video, that is most probably assembled, or at least parts of it assembled in China as well. China is, like, they are amazing in doing precision work as well. And so what I really, really appreciate about that is that it is not something that D1 Milano is hiding at all, that we're assembling the watches in China. It's our design. We do the outsourcing here, we do the outsourcing here, and it all gets put together in China and sent to us, and then we sell it. Like, wow. But why would you, I mean, like, I appreciate the honesty and the transparency here, which I think is the thing that makes the whole D1 Milano story so much more credible. Is it's just honest right from the get-go. It is absolutely honest and transparent. Love that. Now, I have to admit that there is one thing that I absolutely dislike with the piece, right? And that's my own mistake. That's my own fault. It's my own fault because I did not, when I bought it, did not pay good enough or close enough attention to it. It's the lock, okay? It's the bracelet. The brace in itself, the strap, amazing, love it. It's the butterfly mechanism. I don't like it. And it's not because it's not cool. It's because I cannot figure it out in a way that it makes it fast for me to put on my piece. And so I'm sitting like a clown, like a nerd, with like watch down, arm down, and then trying to figure out how to work. And I'm left-handed. I write and I do majority of my things with my left hand, so that's my strong hand, but that's also where I wear my piece. So down with my hand and having to do something with my right hand, which is not a good idea at all. That's just not working for me. So the only thing that I can really point out right now is that I personally would have chosen something else instead of the butterfly, right? The butterfly lock. I just don't like it. Looks fantastic. System is fantastic. It is very, very nice and well executed, but it just doesn't sit with me because of me, not because of D1 Milano. So, having said that, I think that all in all, D1 Milano is an incredible, incredible story. I think it's a fantastic story, and I think you will see much more, if you were not already seeing it, of watch companies that are coming up now and that are taking on the battle with the titans and saying, well, hang on just a second. Your design and your mechanisms are great. However, it's $5,000, it's $10,000, and why is it that expensive? We can do similar, but we can do it for a fraction of the price. And I think that there's a massive market there. Now, what I think, and this is my personal belief, and again, I'm not, all-knowing guru or expert, but what I think you will see is that we used to be able to categorize the world in black or white. Either you are high-end luxury or you're a fashion brand. And then there's in between the gray area, which is anything else. But I think you will get all of a sudden a new category, not all of a sudden, but you start to get a new category of high-end luxury looking pieces that are incredibly affordable. And I think you're gonna get that. I will also admit that there's a lot of trash out there where you literally can buy it and it looks like a rip-off of any of the big brands, any of the big companies, with just horrific looking quality, absolutely terrible looking quality. D1 Milano is not such a company. It is absolutely not such a company. Now, is the price of my D1 Milano, is that gonna go up up over time? Is it gonna be an investment? Is it gonna be all of these things? I don't know. I don't think that it will go up particularly. Could be if we leave it for 20 years and D1 Milano all of a sudden decides to discontinue this model and over time decides to say, well, we're going to ramp up and now we're going to do more exclusive and all of these things. And then 50 years later, it might actually have gone up tremendously in value. Who knows? Now, that doesn't matter to me because you need pieces that you're going to wear every day. You need a piece that we call it everyday beater, okay? And an everyday beater is something that you wear when you go to the office, something you wear when you're at home, something you wear when you go out for a walk. Those are the everyday kind of pieces that you have. You can replace them, not a big thing. That's fantastic. It is a fantastic piece for that purpose exactly. And that's also the reason why, frankly speaking, I don't really care that much if it goes up or down in price. I really don't care. Because I will have very little maintenance with it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And it's just all around a really, really cool piece. Now, I will admit that I have gotten a bit of an appetite for D1 Milano. And I am planning on buying another one. So there is a couple of other pieces in the catalog. They've got 4 signature pieces, D1 Milano, and the one that we're gonna see today is just one, and they've got 3 other lines there that are all very, very unique. One of them that you should be looking at, if you haven't already, is the D1 Milano Ultra Thin. Wow, 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 wow. Tiny, tiny piece. Incredible, incredible, absolutely amazing. Good looking one. Is that the one that I'm looking at? Maybe. Am I looking for something else? Maybe I am. I will show you that later. But now, bang, here we go. Now, the first thing that when you get the box is it's very low key. It really is. This one has a bit of wear and tear. Not only because of transportation, thank you very much, DHL, but it's just, I mean, it's just so random. It's just so, there's nothing there. There's no print, there's no nothing. Whatever else you buy, you normally get something printed, which is okay because, again, is there a need for it? There's a high probability that this part here, bang, you're gonna throw anyways. But then you open it, and then this is what you get. Let me just see there. D1, look at the engravings as well. That there is most probably the latitude and longitude of Milano, if I'm not mistaken. I have to admit that geography is not my strong side. Now you open it and what you get is this little beast here. So let me get a bit of a snapshot here. There you go. Look at that. Oops, there we dropped that one as well. Doesn't matter. But that is absolutely gorgeous. So we take it out, put the box aside. Again, you get your small little, I love this one. Look at this. There you go. Wear your attitude. Bam, D1 Milano. And how cool is that? Like you literally have it in your face. Welcome to the D1 family. We can't wait to share amazing moments with you. Thank you very much. Neither can I. Let's get rocking. Let's put the box aside and let's start, shall we? So here's the thing that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of that. It's not my first piece that I have with this, but I can't figure it out in a way that it makes it fast or furious at all. So it's not the piece in itself. It's me that is not working well with this. Now, what you see, and again, this is what I mentioned in the beginning. So the strap is absolutely amazing. The sandblast, the coating of it. See that? There you go. The coating of it is super nice. The matte or the grayish, dark grayish, polished, matte, all of these things looks really, really cool if you just get a zoom in on, look at the dial, orange, bam, there you go. Look at the inside dial as well. The Grand Chrono, oh, orange, yummy, how nice is that? Like whoever thought that you would combine those colors in something that would look this wicked? I've never thought about that, to be honest. Honestly, that there took me a couple of minutes looking at it and said like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Now, of course, I haven't set the date, if you notice that, but don't worry, I'm gonna do that. Now, here comes that small little thing. Let me get close, see if you can hear it. Here is, you see, let's try. Ah, did you hear that little click? And here we're going, see? Get it a bit closer. Click. Click, and there we go. Again, tick, we start, down here, reset. That there is the Mega Quads. That there is exactly the hybrid model that I told you about. It runs without any interference. It runs, absolutely runs. But that little click, click, that there is the Mega Quads that does that. That's the mechanics or the mechanical mechanisms on top of the quads. That there is the hybrid model in itself. Now, excuse me for 5-10 minutes while I put on my piece, and I'll be right back. Now we'll put on an intermezzo, a small little break, and then, you know, we'll see when I'm back and I've got it figured out how to actually put this piece on my wrist. Click, click. I think we've got it. Do we have it? We've got it. We've got it. It's working. It's sitting, and it's sitting wonderful. Doot, 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 doot. Look at that. That's what it looks like. How cool is that? It just sits absolutely amazing. It is like it's supposed to be there. Now, D1 Milano is an incredible piece. Thickness of it, thinness of it, case of it, color of it, the size of it, the quads, the Mega Quads, all of these things, the bracelet, the strap, all of it sits. The butterfly, don't like that, but that's just a preference of my own. But besides that, I am incredibly excited about this company. I think that this is a real game changer. I think that if they can continue to deliver this type of work, And not only this type of work, but scale it up. This is a business model that's absolutely gonna rock and roll. And D1 Milano is either gonna be bought by one of the big ones, or they're gonna go on to become a massive, massive empire, because they have what it takes. Their assembly line and their logistics is incredibly fast, incredibly fast. Design and outsourcing, assembling, ship to customers, just incredible. That is logistics, perfect. Customer care, customer service, I have had no need to contact anybody from D1 at this present moment, D1 Milano at this present moment. I won't be able to comment on that. Their website clearly states out that they are here for the customer experience. And if they're serious about that, I would expect if I have an issue, they would help support and guide me on that one. If I do have any feedback, input, and opinions on that, I'll make sure that I upgrade this one or update this one with a comment or two on it. But besides that, what I think is absolutely underestimated in my own opinion, is the whole mechanical / quartz structure. I think that is very, very appealing, and it's going to be super appealing for a lot of people. You have the design that is incredible. The sharp lines, right? If you go close, you can see the sharp lines, right? Look at that. Now, many people will say, yeah, but they're taking a design from AP, for example, for Audemars. Well, if you would compare and get upset with a 300 euro watch looking similar to a 10, 15, 20,000 euro watch, well, thanks, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna take that as an offense. I think it's amazing if somebody would say that, and I think that people would say that. And that's just cool, because that just means, again, mission accomplished. It is a very, very sleek and elegant, aesthetic looking piece. It's incredible. And I think that is the thing that's going to capture a wide audience. Not only this one, but you can go on D1 Milano, their homepage, and see the other types they have. The design is very, very distinct. Right? It's very, very, either you love it or you're like, nah, not my type. I'm the type that really, really loves it. I'm also the type that really, really loves the design of the APs, for example. I also love the design of Rolex. That, don't get me wrong, or Tag or Omega or what have you, IWC. I'm very open-minded with that. I don't have one style only. Well, I prefer divers, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But high-end, luxury-looking piece that is absolutely crack-a-lacking and is super affordable. What more do you want? What more do you want? Different dials, they've got that. Different band, different brace, different strap. You want a bezel in metal? Okay, they've got that as well. You can combine it. You can do all of these different things. Choice is there. And that is really, really the cool thing. The cool thing about this whole venture shit or this whole journey that D1 has been on for the past now, 7, 8 years, is just incredible. And I really, really do think that they will show the critics wrong on being called a fashion brand. And with time, when they get a bit more old, when they get more mature, they will be recognized as a serious watchmaker. And the whole conversation becomes, can you be considered a watchmaker when you are outsourcing your mechanics, for example? That is something I will not get into. That's not what I'm here to discuss on this one. What my point and my conclusion is I think that D1 Milano is very, very strong. I think it's hugely beneficial that you have these companies in the market. I think that it does have to make people wonder, is maybe some of the other pieces I have, are they overpriced? Are people pushing up the prices because they just buy and sit on something? Or is there something where they are just so much better Or is it just because of the brand or because of their type, or what is it? That's a question that needs to be raised, and I think it's a fair question to be raised. Here with D1 Milano, you buy a lot of quality, you buy a lot of watch for very, very decent price. Personally, D1 Milano, you've convinced me. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of it, and I am definitely gonna explore one or two other pieces. And of course, if I get, and when I get, not if, when I get, I will drop the video or the review also here. And that is something I'm actually pretty excited about, because I do think that they've got pieces that are equally cool to the one I have, if not cooler. I don't think they're cooler. Of course, I bought the coolest piece that they have. But again, look at this. Look at that. Oh, that is sweet, man. That there is sweet. And so, summarum, conclusion of this one is, I definitely think that the focus on details, the focus on aesthetics, the focus on design, the focus on legacy, the focus on history, the focus on then the mechanics, the quartz versus the mega quartz, the way they work with the material as well, the way they coat it, the way they mat it, the way, like the whole thing there. Add on top of that incredibly affordable prices. I think, in my humble opinion, I think D1 has a winning formula here. Now, what is the big problem that D1 is gonna be faced with? In my opinion, competition. Because if D1 has figured out how to make this appealing for other for their customers, competition will enter. And I think there's a huge market for that area of high luxury looking watches to affordable prices with great mechanics or great quartz functionalities. I think there's a massive market there that this is gonna be a race. Now, I honestly think that D1 Milano is a bit of ahead of the curve here, and I think that might be that head start that they need to be able to take this to a next level. But I would not be surprised if in the next couple of years we will see a massive inflow into the market of companies that will have a similar model as D1 Milano. Now, did D1 Milano start this model? I don't know. Is D1 a company that I think is close to have perfected this model? Absolutely think so. And so, having said that, I think if you haven't already looked at D1 Milano, I think you should give it a try. I think you should have a look at it, and then you should see if the design is something that sits with you and if it's something that is interesting for you. Because, again, if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I would know nothing about it. So, open-minded, open my horizon, listening to input, watching different reviews, and then all of a sudden stumble on D1 Milano, and I'm happy that I did. And I'm happy that I took the chance on this company, and it served me already for the week I've been wearing it incredibly well. And so, daily beater that looks absolutely gorgeous, bang, D1 Milano, there you go. So, have a look at it, and again, tell me what you think. What's your opinion about D1 Milano? Add it in the comments below. If you like what you saw this video, give me a bit of love down in the comment, in the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, because we've got some amazing videos coming up. Amongst those, we of course have new drops, and we have some competitions and challenges that are gonna come on. And in general, we're just lining up for what is an amazing year so far. For those of you that are repetitive viewers, thank you very much. I very much appreciate all of you. Shout out to D1 Milano. Thank you for making a wonderful piece. Till next time, guys, take care and see you then.